Well, years ago, when I was dating the lady that I would eventually marry, she took off for the whole summer to work on a mission team in Africa. While she was gone, my heart was kind of pining away, but a friend of mine went to the local dump. He did the garbage run, and there he found this old rocking chair. And he brought it back, and I looked at it, and I said, I got an idea. And I started to restore the chair. There was an older man in the area where I was living at that time, and he said, I'll help you with that restoration project. And then he said to me a word of wisdom. He said, if you do a good enough job on restoring that chair, you might get to use it yourself later on in life. And he was absolutely right, because when she came back, I gave it to her, and a couple months later, guess what? When I asked the big question, she said yes. I've often thought about that chair and all the work, the painstaking detail that I went through to restore it. Was it worth it? You bet. And David comes to us in Psalm 23, the shepherd. He's the one who had committed adultery. He's the one who had killed the husband of the woman with whom he had committed adultery. And the list goes on and on and on. But David, as a broken man, came back to the Lord. And he writes these words, He restores my soul. He guides me in the paths of righteousness for His name's sake. I'm not sure what you regret, the mistakes that you have made, but I want to remind you that God is in the restoration business. He gave His life on the cross. And when Christ died and rose again, you and I can be forgiven. I want you to know that no matter how hard you and I work, only God can restore us. And only God can bring wholeness again. And God gives it with a lifetime guarantee. Can I encourage you today that regardless of where you're at in your spiritual journey, to know that God is all about seeing you restored into a healthy relationship. You think maybe I'm way too broken, I'm way too busted, but it's not. Because we have a God who majors in miracles. And today, I believe it's time for your miracle. Ask God to restore you right now.